Hey guys,
Cheers.
and welcome to another Surviving the Bad Show episode. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much. And tonight we're going to be talking about just a terrible thing that's going on for some reason. Toddlers with guns. It's just insane. But we're going to talk about a school shooting and McDonald's shooting and some other stuff. And you don't want to miss this show. It's going to be amazing. So stick around. Let's go into the officer down portion, and let's give our tributes to that before we go any further into the show.
Sure. So right now we're sitting at 2 officers killed in the line of duty.
Oh, thank God.
One of them, and our plan, if we were kings of the world, we would keep it at 2, and no more. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. But one is for responding to domestic violence. You officers, please watch your back. Be careful on these domestic violence calls. They're just crazy. And then the other one is from a foot pursuit where the bad guy drew a firearm and shot and killed the
that reminds me of that case down there in Windermere where that deputy, and I forget his name. I went to the funeral, and unfortunately I forget his name. It was over 10 years ago, I believe. But anyway, he was chasing a guy, and the guy just turned around and just a lucky frickin' shot, man, got him right in the head and killed him. I mean, it's just... 1 in a million shot on the run. It's just terrible. Yeah, absolutely terrible.
All right, so to our fallen officers, we salute you.
God bless you and all of your families and all of your brothers and sisters in blue, green, whatever color they're wearing.
Amen. So January 17th.
Hey, before we start, we've already got the beer open.
All right.
Let's do the beer moment real quick.
Why not?
Does that sound good?
Knock it out.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it. Beer moment.
Beer moment.
So this is a Thespia.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a nice image of what appears to be a German person, but I don't want to...
By his outfit, I would say that, yeah.
I would assume that. This is from the Tactical Brewing Company out of Orlando, Florida. Thespia.
We got to get a hold of these guys.
Yeah,
Tactical Brewing Company?
Brewing.
Are you kidding me?
You guys need to be a sponsor of our show.
Hell yeah. This is awesome.
Pilsner malt, Munich malt, and...
Tatnang hops.
All right. Get some Tatnang hops.
I've been drinking this since we poured it, and damn,
it's pretty damn
oh my
good,
God.
boys and girls.
Isn't this a lager? So, John, you're the lager drinker by trade. Why don't you start us off?
I think he's just a drinker by trade. But hey, whatever.
Yes, that's true. It's a good beer. Again, I like crispness, and it's lacking the crispness.
You think? I think it's the malt. Yeah, I think it's the malt.
It is malty. It's amazingly malty.
Not hoppy.
No,
not yet.
No.
No,
but I agree with you. It does lack that pow, that crispness. And I definitely think that's because of the malt.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this. I'll start off. I'm going to give this a 7 because I like a beer with a little bit of malt,
Because of the lack of crispness, I am going to give this a 6.75.
Yeah, you guys are idiots. This is a 9.25 beer right here. All
day. That's his highest ranking, I think, other than
I love
the one coffee stout that we had that one time that was freaking amazing.
So this is an amazing beer. So Tactical Brewing, you can ignore them. Bring me all your beer that you want, and
it's pretty damn good.
We will drink the hell out of it.
But let me ask you this real quick.
Yes.
Does it beat Voodoo Ranger?
Yes, because Voodoo Ranger is an IPA, but it's close.
Oh, no, I don't know, because that was, if you're going to drink all day, drink that one in the morning.
That's probably a good call. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So...
All right, so that got a pretty high rating. I would say try it out, and you can get that at one of our sponsors we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So January 17th, and everybody's probably seen the pictures. LT put it up there. So it's all over the news. This kid, this 4-year-old kid's walking around the hallway with a handgun. It's picked up on the Ring camera, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with these kids, these toddlers with freaking guns?
Looked like a Smith 9.
It was a Smith.
Yeah.
So
So would that have been addressed by any of the gun control laws that they're trying to pass?
Right? Yeah, I don't know. It was Indiana, so I'm not sure if...
well, I mean, was it an AR-15?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it would not have
Was it
been
an assault
addressed.
rifle?
No,
But was it a
not.
high-capacity mag?
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, that's a good question. So I decided to look back, and we actually had we talked about this, and I forget which show it was. We talked about this a few shows back. Last February, there was a guy by the name of Sadat Johnson. He was at a McDonald's. And
In Utah?
In Utah. And, you know, as most people do, when McDonald's gets your order wrong, you go up to there and you start waving a gun around and demanding that they get the order right.
Unless you're in New York where you wave an axe.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So either way, some deadly type of weapon. You only gave me 9 nuggets and it was supposed to be 10. Here's an axe to your face.
Yeah.
Here's a gun. That's how we resolve problems, obviously.
My fries aren't hot enough.
My fries aren't hot enough, right?
Yeah.
So this Sadat Johnson waves a gun at the clerks for getting it wrong. Surprisingly, they call the cops. Right?
Wow. Really?
They get there to deal with him, and there's a picture that you're going to show you. So the cops are there. The white vehicle is what Johnson is in, and they're dealing with him. They get him on the ground, and there's a police officer that is dealing with the situation, and all of a sudden he sees a gun pointing at him from the back seat, and he pushes the gun out of the way, and it goes off. And he's like, gun, stop the gun, drop the gun. Comes to find out, who has the gun?
4-year-old.
4-year-old child in the back seat. Sadat Johnson's 4-year-old child has the gun shooting at the cops. And this Johnson fella.
Oh, wait, that's a Prius. Gotta be.
Is that a Prius?
It sure looks like a Prius to me.
Actually, it looks like a Honda CRX, I think.
I don't know.
I say Prius.
So Sadat Johnson had told the cops, or told his son to do this. He directed him to,
Shoot the cops.
shoot the cops. Yeah.
A 4-year-old.
A 4-year-old. Yeah. Here you go, son. Let me show you some really wonderful fathering skills and shoot the cops.
What is this effing country coming to, man?
I don't know, bro.
Good God.
Yeah,
Holy
I
cow.
had my kids shooting at an early age, but it was like 10, 12, and it
Me
was at
too.
the range, directed.
Or a BB gun in the backyard.
Teaching the gun safety. And,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, here you go, son. At 4, shoot at the cops if Daddy gets arrested. So they ended up charging this a-hole for child abuse and child neglect and aggravated assault and all that kind of stuff, and it fucking boggles the mind how somebody could think. Parents are just shitty. You know what? I'm sorry.
Some of them.
Yeah,
Some
I know.
parents.
I'm being a little negative. My bad. So I started going through some other things, and earlier this year, probably
Did you find some classified documents?
I did not.
Okay.
Not next.
Well, you don't have a Corvette.
I don't
That's
have
the
a
only
Corvette.
reason.
If I had a Corvette, I would absolutely have to have classified
Absolutely.
documents next to it because my
Absolutely.
Corvette would protect it.
My son Steven did a video on TikTok, and he had a toy Corvette in his garage, and he went out and took a dozen eggs because eggs are effing outrageous right now. Took out a dozen eggs and set it next to the Corvette, and then closed the garage door. He said, "They're secure
They're
here."
secure now. That's awesome. That's good shit.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, January 16th, there was another situation at Rich Neck Elementary School in Virginia, and there's a picture there where a elementary school teacher, Abby Zwellner, was teaching, and she's doing her thing, and then all of a sudden,
That's her there,
Yes.
folks.
So a 6-year-old first grader pulls a 9mm Taurus handgun out of his backpack and shoots the teacher. She reports of it that she tried to block it, so she's actually she's actually shot in the hand and then in the chest, and I don't know what happened. She's an amazing teacher apparently, because while she's shot, she tells or escorts all the other kids out of the classroom.
Gets her whole classroom clear,
Right.
and safe.
Yeah, so that nobody else is hurt.
That's a freaking
Hero.
warrior right there. And I'm
absolutely.
telling you right now, salute
There you
to
go.
you, my dear. You are a freaking warrior and a hero, and you should receive the highest honor that this country
Yeah.
could give a civilian person. You should
Absolutely.
receive the absolute highest
the
honor.
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
And you should probably be the police chief of the Uvalde Unified Police Department.
Right?
I'm telling you right now, that woman should receive
Yeah.
the
Shot
presidential
in the
medal.
chest
And the
with
hand
a
in the
9mm, and her first thought is
I've
the
got to save
protection
these babies.
of these babies. Right.
God,
Absolutely. First
what
graders.
dude. That, it gives me freaking chills,
it's
man.
amazing.
That
Doing
is
that so you can show off your arms.
that is a
You should see his Facebook. It's crazy.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brother.
Hey, I'm proud of my transformation.
So
Shit it.
So you know what the shitty thing about this case is? So they got a tip. I mean, besides the teacher getting shot, I mean that's obviously shitty. But they got a tip that there was a kid at the campus that had a gun. And administration searched this kid's backpack and missed the gun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not like they didn't search this kid's backpack. They searched this kid's backpack and missed the gun.
So they didn't actually search this
They
kid's
didn't
backpack.
because and I try to put my position.
Yeah, this is probably a full size 9mm pistol.
Yeah, I have a Taurus, and it's not probably like a duty sized gun.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a step down from that.
But even if it's a 2.5
Yeah.
inch pistol like
Right.
I have, I got a 380
Yeah.
that holds 13 rounds. It weighs probably 2 pounds. You're gonna feel that in a freaking
Backpack.
6-year-old's backpack.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jesus.
so the only thing I could
How
think
much
of.
bologna did they put on his sandwich?
Right? I mean, God
Well,
damn.
it's got to be a thick slice, and it's two of them.
Is it a Dagwood?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, this freaking big. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. So the only thing I could think of as a reason why they missed it is they
Dude,
were
I'm going to download the clip from Monday Night Football where they do the come on, man. And I'm going to put that shit in here because
go.
this is a come on, man moment.
I agree.
God.
So I imagine administration is probably in a situation where like, all right, we got this tip, gun on campus, whatever.
Or go through the motion.
Go through the motion. No, none of these kids, none of these first graders have a gun on them, and they just went through it. And it reminded me when I was researching it with Crumley. They did something. He had a threat, and they just let him go back to class.
Well, the parents wouldn't take him home,
Right.
Yes.
but they didn't disclose that he had access to a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
So they didn't really do anything.
They didn't pull him out of school and take him home.
Another failure
Right.
by administration.
You know, since you mentioned it, you should go back and watch that episode of Ethan Crumley.
Yes.
It was one of our best episodes.
Yes,
It was.
absolutely. So administration
17,000 views or
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
administration missed the gun, and they haven't really said what spurred this incident, like if the teacher was scolding the kid or anything. The only thing they've said that I've read was that this kid has some acute acute disability. That's all it says, and I don't know
That
what
could
that
be
means.
anything.
Right.
That
So-
could be
and-
anything.
and even still, HIPAA laws are they're
He
not.
could have a
and
club
it's
foot.
juvenile.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, acute disability
Is
could
club
be.
foot even around anymore?
It could be
I mean,
freaking anything,
Fallen
dude.
arches.
fallen arches.
He could have a hammer thumb. You know, like that bitch that used to
Grayson.
work for us.
Dang it, I was gonna
Or my favorite sergeant, one of my favorite sergeants I ever worked for, Greg Grayson, hammer thumbs.
Hammer thumbs.
Yeah. If
Here you
Greg,
go. To you, Greg.
to you, Greg, we love you, babe. We love you. If Greg was on a scene and they used to say, the rule of thumb, if you can't cover the entire scene with your thumb, you're too damn close.
Right.
Problem is with
Hazmat
Greg,
scene, yeah.
you could be 20 yards away and be freaking. He could cover the whole scene, so you couldn't go by that.
Yeah, he
Love
could
you,
play,
Greg.
He could play ping pong with his thumb.
He could absolutely, yeah. It's like
Like tennis with his phone.
it was like baby skillets, you know. But anyway, sorry guys, we got off topic there.
Oh, love
Like
you,
we
Greg.
usually do. Anyway, Greg Grayson, you are the shit, and I've always called you the Silver Fox. I love you, man. You're one of the best sergeants I ever worked for in my entire 35-year career. You're amazing.
Yeah, no, he was my sergeant for a very long time.
Greatest
I loved
guy in the
working for
world,
him.
man.
Absolutely. So the statute in Virginia is that it's a misdemeanor for any adult to leave a loaded, unsecured firearm in a way that a child could get it. So nobody's been charged as of yet, but I imagine the parents are probably going
Oh, I
to
thought
be.
I heard that the parents had been charged.
Well, maybe I
Maybe. I don't know for sure. I just thought I had heard that
Okay.
could have been another case. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of these
That
damn
was
cases.
Crumley.
Oh, no, it was the, no, I thought they'd been charged.
That's
But
right.
anyway, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Well, it matters, but I mean, it doesn't matter on the
Right.
show right now.
and then we could go on for a
His
lot.
dementia setting in. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, or the
we
beer.
have to take him back to the home later after. So and then it brings us back
once
to,
again.
it brings us back to our original case, and we could talk about. I was doing research, and I'm like, there's case after case after case that we could be talking about.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
That's just sick, man.
So January 17th is where we started. In Indiana, father was arrested for allowing his 4-year-old son to play with a loaded handgun. And this is show the picture. So what happened was a neighbor in this apartment, a neighbor kid, leaves the apartment, looks out, and says, "Hey, Mom, there's a kid out there playing with a gun." And the mom looks out the peephole and says,
And sees this.
and sees this, and sees a toddler with a gun in the hallway. And you guys check out the video because he's walking around this little common area. It's like like a landing, I guess that's, yeah. And he's swinging the gun around, pulling the trigger, doing all kinds of stuff.
This is the same one here?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
another
same
picture.
kid that we showed earlier.
That should be Florida on cops.
Right? So,
Unbelievable, man.
So the mom calls police and says, "Hey, this is what my son saw." And cops showed up to the apartment where this child belongs, and the dad says, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I've been sleeping. I'm sick. Blah blah blah." And so the cops leave, and then they go over to the neighbor again, and they show them the ring camera. The ring footage of this, and so they go back to that house and they find the gun. It's a loaded Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun. Luckily, I imagine the only thing I can imagine is it was on safe or something.
It looks like an S. Well, if that's the same one I have, it's an SW9VE.
Okay,
It doesn't have a safety.
So
It's,
I don't
like,
know.
it's basically like a Glock. It's got the safety in the
Maybe
trigger.
He understood, and he was in the trigger, outside the trigger guard, unlike Alec Baldwin.
Oh no, his finger's in the
show
freaking
that
trigger.
picture, LT. Throw that picture right up there.
Can you focus in on that? His finger is on the trigger.
Yeah, hang
Now-
on one second. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Hold on.
Now-
Give me a sec.
Loaded doesn't mean necessarily that there was a round in the chamber, though.
Okay.
So maybe there was just rounds in the magazine.
Right, absolutely.
But it was apparently.
But you can see his
a
little
loaded
finger
gun
right there
and he's
in the
walking
trigger.
around.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh my God,
Wow.
what the?
I mean, but I and most people I know, why would you walk around with one not in the chamber?
I know
I'm
a
with
lot
you.
of people that do that.
I
know
don't
a
understand
lot
it.
of people that do that, man. I don't know why either, but I know a lot. I think just for that, and I heard it explained to me, or I had it explained to me by somebody, and I said, why do you carry a weapon without a round in the chamber? And they said, just in case I went to pull the trigger and I didn't, I did, but I didn't mean to pull the trigger. I just want that second chance to grab the slide racket and then have a round in the chamber. And I went, okay, if I pull the trigger, no matter what, I meant to pull the freaking trigger and damage whatever I was
If I
shooting
pulled the
at.
gun,
Right.
That's my. Do I really want to do this?
Yeah, exactly. Once I pull it out of whatever it's in, absolutely, I agree.
And you're hoping, and you're betting that when you are pulling the trigger on an empty round, that you have both hands available.
Right.
What if you're grappling with somebody and he's trying to stab you,
Right.
and you've got an empty chamber? If you're not trained how to charge that weapon one-handed, now you're going to use it as a club.
Yeah.
You're not shooting them. So, yeah, there's a lot of what ifs.
But
There's a lot of
I pull
chance.
my gun when the threat is presented.
Yep.
Not, okay, I think there might be a threat, so let me chamber around.
I think what it is people think that, okay, if I don't have a round in the chamber and this were to happen, if one of my kids accidentally did get, because I had a mind melt slip or something and I forgot to put it in the safe, or whatever, I laid it down for a second, took my eyes off, my kid got a hold and pulled the trigger, nothing would happen because there wasn't a round in the chair. I just think that's their little safety mechanism in their head. And I understand that if you're not used to having guns all the time and all around, I understand where they might think that. Hey, whatever. But you damn sure don't let your 4-year-old walk around with the damn thing around in the cubicle.
That brings up a question.
In the corridor.
All three of us had kids, young kids, when we were cops.
4.
Right. When you got off duty, what'd you do with your gun?
It was in my holster, which was a safety holster.
Yep.
And hanging in my closet.
Nice and high.
Still in the gun belt, up on the rack, on my and I finally got a hook and put it on the outside of my closet door, and it was way up 6 foot in the air, and I just hung it on there, and it was up there. So my kids, number one, they couldn't operate the holster to get the damn thing out of there anyway.
The old SS3s?
It was the old SS3s, and then eventually we went to the other ones where it had the flip down hood, and you had to pull the mechanism,
down on it.
no, you just had to push the mechanism and get it out. But even when we had the old SS3s, I even had pancake holsters and stuff way back in the day where you just had to flip it forward and pull it out. They couldn't have got out of there.
They didn't make pancake holsters for flintlocks. You're bullshit.
Oh, here we go again. Once again. There it is, Camille.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I had a space at the very top of my closet.
There you go.
Take the gun belt off, threw it up there. I mean, I'm a short guy anyway. If I could barely reach it.
And by the time my kids got old enough to reach it, they had already shot a gun 1,000,000 times out at a safe range with me teaching them. And they never, and that's the problem, folks. I think that people that own guns and have children, they hide the guns away, or they put them away where the kid never sees them or anything else, but they hear them talking about them. So now all of a sudden the curiosity kicks in, and they've never had a chance to handle this weapon or anything else because they've never been exposed to it. So it's that, oh, Daddy's got a gun. Let's go see if we can find Daddy's gun. Yeah. And then bam, accidents happen. I just, if you're going to have a gun and you're not going to take your kids out and let them shoot the gun at 10, 12, 14, 16, whatever years old with a safety officer, then put the damn things in a safe and put them away where no one can get to them but you.
One of the very first things I did with my kids is I loaded and teaching them how to shoot, and it wasn't but I had them shoot hollow points in a gallon jug of water.
And watch it explode.
And I explained that could happen to you or a friend if you fuck with this gun.
Yeah, if you screw around with it and your safety is
not a toy.
Yep.
This is serious business. Yep. So, I lost my John.
So put the damn gun away, secure it, or
absolutely.
teach your kids how to fire the thing when they're old enough and responsible enough to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, I did put mine in a box.
Okay. Yeah,
but
you secured it.
I secured it. Mm-hmm. But and now I've got grandkids. So now we're locking the bedroom door so they can't
I
get
got to
in,
worry about that now. Yeah, I have grandkids too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, let's go to our sponsors real quick because we want to give them a big shout out because they help us run this animal of a show we are doing here. Kristen and Tom Clem Realtors. If you guys are ready to move out of New York City and away from all this gun nut violence in New York City, Move on down to the
But they have
south.
strong gun laws.
Move on down to the
Right.
south. We don't have any gun problems
Shouldn't
down
be any
here.
gun- right. You notice that none of these were Florida.
Right. Kristen and Tom Clem Realtors out of Exit Advantage Realty. They are amazing. Kristen is a former teacher, and Tom is a current law enforcement officer and also a veteran Marine. Salute you, Tom. And they are willing to jump in there and help you get what you need as far as buying a new home or a used home, whatever. They'll get you in it. If you're just ready to cash out and just say to hell with it and move to Belize or wherever you want to move to and you want to sell that piece of property.
Tunisia?
You can believe that.
You can believe that shit. You want to call Tom at Clem & Company Property Investments because they will take care of you. All the information for all of our sponsors is down below. And when you're ready to move, or when you move into your new house and you have all your Christmas bins and whatever else bins full of junk and everything else, contact Steve at ARackAbove at ARackAbove.com. Portable overhead garage storage. This is a unit that he comes in, he puts up, and it expands the entire width of your garage all the way up to a 2-car garage. It's made out of aircraft aluminum. It is amazing. He came up with this design himself. You can park under it. You can drive under it. And it's totally portable, so you can move it from house to house to house to house.
You could secure your firearms under
You
on
can.
top of it.
Absolutely you can. And our last but not least sponsor, who sponsors our beer moment every single show. We appreciate you guys at Kenny's Grocery. These guys are amazing. They have craft beers, wines, over 500 different selections in the downtown metropolis of Orange City at the corner of French Avenue and 1792. These guys are amazing. I went in there and asked them if they had any protein drinks one day after my gym, whatever, and they said, well, no, we used to, but nobody ever bought them. And she said, I can get you some within like a week. Bam, there they were on the shelf. So if there's a beer that you absolutely love, and instead of going all the way to frickin' Total Wine in Altamont or Daytona or wherever, if you're local here, ask them. Give them what it is. Tell them what it is. Tell them that you'll be in weekly or whatever to get it. They will order it for you. Almost a guarantee on that. They are amazing folks. So we appreciate all of our sponsors. Thank you. You make this show what it is, and we're able to do it. Thank you.
All right. So to wrap this up, I'm going to give my last comments, and I want all of us to give the last comments. Please, parents, please secure your weapons. Please, if you watch the Alec Baldwin, go by the 4 firearm safety rules.
Yep, absolutely.
Protect your children. Okay. I worked a case where a 16-year-old was playing with a gun, and his buddy shot him in the stomach, and he died. It was really tragic. So please secure your weapons. Teach your kids that it's not a toy, and please keep these children alive.
Yep. John, final comments.
Well, I mean, just parents be parents. You're,
Yeah, good call.
you're responsible.
Right.
You know, I mean, we're talking about 4 and 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's not. I mean, I know it's a tragedy. You were talking about the 16-year-old who shot his friend. 4 and 6 years old.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
You know, you're a parent. They're not old enough. There's a thing in the law called mens rea.
Yep.
It's the ability to form intent. At 4 and 6 years old, they don't have the ability to form intent.
No.
That's why you have to be a parent.
Yep.
At 4 years old, they don't even know why they poop.
Yeah. No.
You know, they just know they do.
Yeah.
And it smells. I mean, come on.
And it's fun to play in.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to leave a damn firearm out sitting there. Of course, they watch TV with you. They think it's cool to pick up a gun and walk around and point it at people because it's on damn near every TV show you see. Because what's the most popular TV show on primetime TV almost every single night? What's it got to deal with? Cops,
Right, absolutely.
and guns,
Yeah.
and you know, and gangs and whatever else, you know, the cops are chasing. So, guys, they see this on TV. They're going to want to reenact it. All the video games nowadays, half of them anyway, have guns and shooting people and everything else. Put the damn guns in a secure location, lock them up, either leave them completely unloaded and the ammunition separately, you know, or lock the damn things up. It's very simple. It's very simple. So with that, guys, hey, we appreciate you. Make sure you like and subscribe below. This show is driven by you guys. If you have a comment, please go to our Facebook page. I put a post on there last week about commenting on what you want to see us talk about on the shows. We did get a comment from Trey Cotton. We appreciate you, Trey. Thank you, former law enforcement officer.
We're working on that one.
And we are working on that one. We're figuring out how we can induct a video into this, from what your topic was. So we appreciate it very much. And because at Surviving the Badge,
we still
got your
six.
six.